Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another chapter of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaja's I Am That. Today we will be looking at chapter 62, which I have already begun. Nisargadatta says, "The present I am is as false as the I was and I shall be. It is merely an idea in the mind, an impression left by memory, and the separate identity it creates is false. This habit of referring to a false center must be done away with. The notion I see, I feel, I think, I do must disappear from the field of consciousness. What remains when the false is no more is real." What is this big talk about elimination of the self? How can the self eliminate itself? What kind of metaphysical acrobatics can lead to the disappearance of the acrobat? In the end, he will reappear, mightily proud of his disappearing. You need not chase the I am to kill it. You cannot. All you need is a sincere longing for reality. We call it Atma Bhakti, the love of the Supreme, or Moksha Sankalpa, the determination to be free from the false. Without love and will inspired by love, nothing can be done. Without love and will inspired by love, nothing can be done. Merely talking about reality without doing anything about it is self-defeating. There must be love. There must be love in the relation between the person who says, I am, and the observer of that I am. As long as the observer, the inner self, the higher self, considers himself apart from the observed, the lower self, despises it and condemns it, the situation is hopeless. It is only when the observer accepts the person as a projection or manifestation of himself and, so to say, takes the self into the self, that the duality of I and this goes. And in the identity of the outer and the inner, the supreme reality manifests itself. This union of the seer and the seen happens when the seer becomes conscious of himself as the seer. He is not merely interested in the seen, which he is anyhow, but also interested in being interested, giving attention to attention, aware of being aware. Affectionate awareness is the crucial factor that brings reality into focus. So, no need to judge the imaginary self, and don't do it. There will be problems, Nisargadatta says. Remember, ultimately, all is one. All is well. All there is this. God is this. God is what is. So whatever is appearing or disappearing is God, is an expression of the divine. All there is the Parabrahman, the absolute supreme reality. And of course, you are that. So no need to judge. Just see. It's actually kind of fun and funny, perhaps, to see how the mind moves and the imagination and the stories. It's all very interesting and entertaining. Don't worry about this false self, this imaginary self, this conceptual self. If you worry about it, if you become serious about it, I've got to get rid of this, that's just going to create more problems. You will give it power by being afraid of it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Why would you be afraid of a shadow? What is real, the sun or the shadow? The absolute supreme, the sun, the shining reality is what's true. So don't be afraid of anything, because there is nothing that is other than you. Give attention to attention. Become aware of being aware. Remember, you won't find a someone inside who is aware. The person is not aware. The person is not aware. Awareness is aware of the person, what we call person, this energetic contraction, this conceptual self, this pseudo self. But remember, it's false. There is no entity inside the human body. There is no entity. There is no self. There is only intelligence and creativity. Scrolling down. How can there be relation when they are one? All talk of